is Jay Lomax. I'm from the Dakota Teepee First Nation in Manitoba. My spirit name is Spotted Blue Thunder. That's how we identify ourselves when we're around each other and in ceremony. I work for Native Child and Family Services, and I've been there going on 15 years as an adoption worker. And I have probably closed and finalized approximately 25 adoptions so far. And I have more. I can see that I have more coming up. Yeah. I think that parents on placement day should be keeping those connections with the child's foster parents, and even with biological mother. When I went to go see my mother in Manitoba, my dad gave me $500 at the door and said, "Good luck, have fun, and hope you come back." I was born in Portage La Prairie, Manitoba, and I was put in care at the age of 3 weeks. And I went back and forth with my mother once, and then brought into care again, and stayed there until I was 3. It was in the prairies. I lived on a farm. There were approximately 8 kids in there, 4 of the foster families and 4 children that were in care, foster care, which was me. I was picked up and brought home overnight by a white couple. They were British background, and I've been in Brampton most of my life. Had a good upbringing, had good values, good education, but there was always that one thing missing, and that was spirituality. And that was something that my adopt parents didn't know about. They didn't understand it, and that's something I had to go back into my own home community and figure out what it was. And a lot of our kids go through that. They end up in counseling because they're trying to find out that one important piece. But I've always maintained my connection with my foster parents. So in actuality, I have 3 mothers, and a lot of people will think that, oh well, all these changes, or that could really mess you up. But when you think about it, you're actually loved by 3 different families. Your biological family, your foster family, and then your adopt family. So you're actually surrounded by love all over the place. And it's not something that's I see as negative. I see it as totally positive and very beneficial. Not all stories are going to sound like mine. Not all stories are going to be surrounded by love. But I think the important thing is that I know where I come from.
Right.
And maybe I come from love. So keeping that connection with foster parents is very important, and biological, both with the adopt parents and the child. They can go down that path later on. Not necessarily when they're a toddler, but always keeping that door open. And that's what my parents did. I need to know where I came from, and that's all I needed to know. Once I learned, it was easy to come home, and this was always home.
Just holding the eagle feather. At a certain time to speak, there's no there's no interruptions when that person's speaking. So once you've finished sharing, you can pass it on to the next person. You can either share, or you can pass it on to the next person.
Okay, so I've been waiting for this day for a while, and I loved you before I even met you.
Thank you.
I think he knows he's the center of attention here.
Are we next?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yay.
Cool.
No. No.
You want a present? So that one is for Elijah, but I mean, and this one is for the whole family.
Traditionally, we attended court. I'd set up a court date, and I would meet the family. I would meet the adopted child at court, and we would meet the judge for about 10 minutes. And the family would walk away with the order, but they'd also try and take a picture with the judge if the judge was up to it. And you know, that was nice, but it's not our way. What's happened in our past is that children were placed really rather quickly, so they don't have the attachment. They didn't. They weren't really sure what was going on, and even today's times, some of them still don't know what's going on.
I'm Monica Rutledge, soon to be 42 years of age. I was adopted when I was 4 to a white Anglo-Saxon family, along with my 2 older brothers who were 5 at the time. And what else?
How was your transition from foster care into your adoptive family?
The transition, I would have to say, very positive. I can tell you with regards to foster care, apparently I had been sent out to 2 different foster homes, and both of them was where I was abused physically. I don't recall it, but my brother does recall those situations, those times when I was brought back with injuries. So obviously that was a negative impact, being sent to foster homes, and you know, going through being physically abused by the people there, and then transitioning over to finally being adopted out. I would have to say I don't have any negative, ill feelings about that day. It was more of a happy, joyous time. I'm going to have to say that. I don't remember much of it, but we do have photographs, and you know, again, within those photographs, you can see us happy, smiling kids, and yeah, it's just a more a positive transition, I would say.
Is there anything that you could, if you could go back, is there anything that you could improve with that transition?
Well, I guess having seen the adoption ceremony here at Native Child and Family Services, that would have been a plus. That would have been a plus on both sides. Understanding the culture right then and there, and the significance of the smudging and the gift giving away, and just having all the people involved in the process of the adoption, and providing the positive aspects and the words, and giving that child, I guess, some sort of welcoming ceremony. It just brought everything together.
We have an elder, we have a dancer, we have a drummer, and we have the child's family, extended family, and friends. With the ceremony, you know it's exactly what's going on. You make a video, you take pictures, we honor the people that are there with gifts, they bring tobacco ties. And as I said, we bring in a dancer, and I do the drum song.
Celebration, not only of Elijah, but for you and your journey with him. So I give you Malachite English and a grass dance.
Now it's grown. We've got a little bit more people involved. Time-wise, it's a little longer. They generally run about 3 hours long.
I think it would be really important, I think, to you know, when we're doing the ceremonies, to conduct the ceremonies in our original languages. and also, but also not discounting them. I'm not discounting the English part. I think it's really quite important that the children that are adopted here from native Chow, you know, have their identity intact, and also when I say identity intact, I'm not just talking about physical aspects of the child, but also their spiritual, emotional, and mental aspects of their identity.
When we're in the circle, everybody gets a chance to speak about their experience in a positive light, about the family and about the child that they're adopting.
Boy, I was envious and very happy to see this happening. I guess it was just to see everybody in the family and the parents that were there to adopt this little one was just it was a happy time. Like, it was just very positive. You can just feel it in the air. And then that little boy running around and so forth, happy, even though he may not quite understand what was happening, but everyone else did, and it was just hearing him and so forth was just it was a good feeling.
When we have a ceremony, we have foster parents there. We have the new family, the adopt family there. So they see that they're leaving their old home and going into a new one. So that's closing, and that's providing closure for that old experience into the new one. So it's a very comfortable, easygoing day. It's not it's not stressful at all. Sometimes people can get emotional. Sometimes people are very, very happy. But it's something where everyone can enjoy themselves. It's some place where everyone can feel acknowledged for their part with the child that's being adopted, because during transition they've already met him or her. So it's very beneficial for our kids to do this.
And I always keep using the term positive. I think it just brings in that positive nature of us as human beings, like especially for little kids that are being adopted out. Doesn't matter what creed you are, what nationality you are. I think it's a transition to make it more comforting for him or her, because it is a huge change in their life.
Look at that. Do you know what that is, Elijah? Yeah. What is it?